Is fitness influencer Conor Murphy still alive? This is part 3 or 4. The most important question one could ask oneself, I think, is this all still part, or could this be part of his bigger play, which is basically to create a funnel to enlighten people and to talk about, or to get basically more attention onto philosophical discussions, etc. Now, one maybe has to mention here that if somebody else like Tim Harris or similar would talk about theories like this, then it would not be a big deal. But since he now has, for many, so the problem I think mostly is that he is known to many as the fitness influencer who does pranks on the streets, ripping his shirt off, which is quite a simplistic idea, but obviously there is a lot behind it, the planning, etc. One has to build the physique, which takes several years, and well, so there is still something behind this, and it's not just a guy pulling his shirt off, because, well, there is cutting, there is probably hundreds of outtakes, etc. Now, because of this context now, it seems so strange that he now talks about philosophical ideas, when if he would have done this like right from the start, and maybe also not with fitness influencers, but which brings up the question, probably not. So I saw a few interviews of him. One he did with Jesse James West a couple of years ago. Then he also did a couple of videos with Brett Maverick. He also did a couple of videos with a fitness influencer named Tony Huge. It's like, it sounds ridiculous to even mention this channel's name or this person's internet identity, because it's like so, Tony Huge, I guess, is a fitness influencer. In one of these interviews, he talked about how there is at least a theory or a hypothesis, or of course now there are different elements, and it's like he also theorized that within the Earth there could be an artificial sun, and then aliens could live inside the Earth. Possible, maybe. So the question is, and also he talked briefly about how there are certain areas in Antarctica, I think, which are restricted, and he talked about how there could be potential basically access zones towards the inner hollow Earth, which then would also bring up many other questions, like what about the Earth's magnetic field? I don't know, but of course you don't know what you don't know, I guess. So I won't theorize much more about this. What's now partially interesting, at least, is that he apparently died in a lake. So now, what would be a potential hypothesis? I'm not saying this is true, it just seems to somewhat fit. He acts erratically, draws some attention such that the whole thing is documented, and then at least a few articles are written about this. Then he drowns himself in the lake. I don't know now if the body is, I don't know. It also seems fairly distasteful to talk about someone's death like this, I guess. So as of now, it's mostly unknown, but it seems almost too uncanny to just be the end.